Philly sports, love and pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
Yep.
Y- y- uh, uh, y- uh, 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 uh.
What up, bitches?
Man, what's going on? So all them motherfuckers, all these little bitches in national media, dude. Oh, Toronto's gonna give the Sixers so much trouble.
It was an
Oh, Nick
attention
Nurse.
seeking.
Nick Nurse is gonna outcoach Doc up and down the court. Get the
Well,
fuck out. Get the fuck.
I mean, that really could have easily happened.
But it didn't.
No, and the funniest part of Nick Nurse was, first off, this podcast is now a stands for JJ Redick because he just absolutely roasted Nick Nurse today. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was just pretty much like my same sentiments, but he was like, he didn't do any fucking adjustments. They just thought they were going to come out in the first 10 minutes and play physical and think they were going to sustain that. It's
Right. They in the second game, their clear idea was to come out and just foul as hard as possible and try to throw their weight around, and it
Bo-
clearly didn't work.
Boucher, that's it, right?
Boucher, yeah, I think that's how you say it.
He's listed as 201 pounds with like a 6'4", 6'5" body.
Fucking
He ain't throwing
matchstick.
no weight around.
I know.
I take shits that are bigger than him. So they have no one that can cover Embiid. This probably should never have been even like a worried game. And listen, if Tobias Harris is going to show the fuck up and be worth his contract, I'm here for it.
Dude, Toby has to get some props because
He deserves them all.
that game, especially in game 2, even game 1, he was good in both.
He had
But
30 points, 28, right?
yeah, it's just he's fitting. He's starting to fit. Doc was saying something in the post game. I think it was last night.
It was.
And he was saying like Toby has had the most change to have to deal with since the whole Harden thing, and he's figuring it out.
26
And
points in game 1 for Toby.
there you go. It just it all feels. It all starting to feel much better right now.
Is James Harden like the most hated athlete in the NBA or just top 5? I don't understand the hate.
I don't either, man. What did that man do? What did
Can you
that
play
man
this
do?
Gamecast?
Who who did that hurt? Who did that man hurt?
Um, I think people want him to be like 45 and 8 and like you know what I mean, like. But that's not what he needs to do. If he's the 4th leading scorer, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't really.
Sign me up.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why everybody's hating on him so hard.
And
But
if you're resting Embiid
yep,
and he's only getting, game 1 he had 19 points. If and they're blowing them out. like it's insane the way that this is kind of like, working out. Now don't get me wrong, every time he hits the deck I cringe and I'm like, "Oh my
I
god,
know.
that's it."
I know. And you know what? I felt like he was
His
hitting the deck.
knees.
I felt like he was hitting the deck less, right? Like toward the end of the season, I felt like he was starting to like chill with that shit. No. He must have been on the floor fucking 10 times last night.
Yeah, and I think he's doing whatever he can to get the calls. And listen, I saw one of the greatest tweets like ever, and it made the most sense. Right? And I wonder if I still have it listed up here. But basically, it was saying that no one gave a shit about Ben Simmons when the Wizards fouled him 24 times in the 4th quarter. And no one gave a shit about that because he was missing them all. But everyone's all pissed off because Embiid's making all the fucking free throws.
Yep.
And honestly, oh, here it is. I've said it before and I'll say it again. People don't mind free throws when teams were intentionally found Simmons. The Wizards once sent him to the line 24 times in the 4th. Not a word on that by anyone. Casuals are upset because Embiid actually makes them. That's it. That's the end of the argument. And listen, he went 12, 13 times, I think, to the line. maybe one of them, maybe two of them at the most. Two were okay, maybe ticky-tacky calls they could have not called. But when you're triple Hing these guys onto the court, like, what do you think is gonna happen? And then I keep seeing these fucking idiots that are like, bucket for bucket, the Raptors would have won without any free throws. Yeah, no
That's
shit.
not how basketball works. That's like saying, oh, if they didn't get a pass interference on 4th and 7, we would have won the game. What the fuck? You don't say shit like that. It doesn't work like that.
It's ludicrous. And
That's so
honestly,
stupid.
if you guys didn't foul him, he probably makes 50, 60. Are you drinking a beer?
Yes. Sweet baby Jesus in memory of Easter.
Is
Sweet
that
baby
peanut butter?
Jesus. Yeah, it's peanut butter.
Oh, all right.
Chocolate peanut butter porter.
Yeah. Fuck, you got me excited. Oh, he would have made 50, 60% of those buckets. And then what's the real number then, you fucking stupid Canadian ass fucking bitch?
All right. So this is going to be we might have a side tangent on why Kenny hates Canada so much. I don't know I don't really know the answer. I know that you've been up there, and I know that I know that you went to Toronto to watch some hockey, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what did they do? How did they hurt you? Because you seem pretty hurt.
They hurt me so much. So it stems back to Jay and I in I think 2014. We got partial season tickets, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we picked a plan, and we had no fucking idea that most of the teams were Canadian. We knew, but didn't really piece it together, right?
So you had to watch 2 anthems every day?
2 anthems, and it was miserable, right? And that's just that was the start of my hate to them, right? And then, fast forward, JVR goes to Toronto. It's another reason and now I was a big JVR guy back in the day.
Yep.
So then fast forward to Thanksgiving break. I don't know. It was before I met Chrissy, so 4 years ago. We drove to Toronto, all the way to fucking Toronto. All right, on a holiday weekend. Do you know what the border control was like? Awful. Psych. They were like, "You're American, have fun." So we get in there, and they fucking lost 6-1.
Oh my god, I remember this.
JVR scored twice against the Flyers. And honestly, it's just fuck them. They're everyone's like, oh, everyone in the South is slow. No, everyone in Canada is fucking stupid. Oh, there's a moose over there. And fuck, I hate Canada so much. It's not a real good reason. I hate Detroit more than I hate Canada, but it's Detroit, Canada for me.
Oh my god.
And but yeah, that hockey game was the final nail in the coffin. And we got heckled. And I'm not aggressive, and Jay sometimes tips into that aggressive pool at stadiums, and I'm fine with it. But we actually weren't aggressive because we had nothing to stand on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Literally, we're losing within the first 30 seconds.
Right. So what do?
Yeah. So it was just people were very mean to us. Very mean. And then we were trying to find some marijuana because it was legal there, but it was only legal in the I don't know how it works in Canada, but there's provinces, and then there's a federal level, and then there's a town level, right?
Okay.
So it was legal in one of them and not the other one. So the other one that was not legal was going around and you work in construction, so they were making it very difficult for these places to open. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So then we ended up having to buy marijuana from some dude on Yelp at a hotel. We went on Yelp and found it. It was actually insane. And I was like, yeah, I'm the guy in the Flyers jersey in the lobby, and he came down.
Of all apps, you went on Yelp.
Yelp, yeah. And then he came down, and I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm in the trench coat and glasses. And we did the old money in one hand, drugs in the other, and we, it was a fun night.
Wow.
So,
well, I went to Canada, and it wasn't bad, but I didn't go to any sporting events, so that's, I guess that's probably why. I didn't have that bad of a time.
Well, and it's Niagara Falls, I can see it from America, buddy.
Niagara Falls is American.
It really is, isn't it?
They can just see it from Canada. It's American, but they can see it from Canada.
Yeah, fuck them bitches. No, I don't really have a good reason, but I get frustrated whenever I talk about Canada. But the double anthem thing pissed me off.
So yeah, Toronto, is obviously not full strength, but I don't even think it matters. The Sixers
Oh, and
are
Vince
better.
Carter
Yeah.
used to beat the shit out of the fucking Sixers back in the early 2000s. So
Oh yeah.
Tracy
Oh
McGrady, oh man, bring it back.
yeah. Well, I just I don't understand why all the national talking heads were like all about the Raptors, dude. Like they love to hate on the Sixers. I don't know
Well,
what it is.
I actually looked online, and it's crazy because the Raptors only gave up like 107 points per game, so they're absolutely not playing nearly as well as they had at the end of the season. So I think that's part of why the media was like, "Oh, they can contain them." And then when we did play the Raptors, I think they lost a couple times, right?
So you're saying they play good, decent defense?
Yeah, I think it's seventh best in the NBA before the playoffs started. I mean,
Okay.
that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, it is.
But again, you have Embiid not resting. You have Embiid trying to win a championship. This isn't some like March game. You know.
Yeah, no, it means more now, and when when you can play Embiid for 37 minutes, you do it. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking stealing in the playoffs.
Does
Like if he can play less than 40 minutes, that's unbelievable.
Does Paul Reed know how to play basketball, or does he just look like everyone else at the YMCA playing basketball?
He look Yeah, it's funny when he like he like breaks down a guy like he's on D. He's like he gets down low in the crouch and shit. He's got
Yep.
like the arm stance.
Yep. It cracks me the hell up. And listen, it works though.
It
You know what I
works.
mean?
It does work. He got called on a bullshit tic tac foul too
Yeah.
late. That was bullshit, but
He cracks me up though. It's like it's a guarantee. 4 fouls immediately in 10 minutes of work. It's like clockwork. It's great. But I'll tell you what, and people are probably gonna laugh at me, but it keeps DeAndre Jordan fresh if you really do need a DeAndre Jordan game. Which if you need a DeAndre Jordan game, you pray to the heavens. you know?
I know seriously. Well, I'll tell you what, his knees are probably all right because he's got those ice
They're
those ice
icy.
bags. They're definitely icy. That dude had double ice bags on his knees and his feet soaking in the ice bath. After the game, he played 0 minutes.
I wonder if it's like just like a routine
No, I
thing.
think it's a routine. It is, and
Yeah.
they warm up. They do the whole thing. Like it's not just because he didn't play.
But it is really like laugh out loud funny if
It
you like
looks
look at the
it
fucking
looks
photo.
hilarious. Yeah.
And I don't think what's his name, Scotty Barnes. I mean, he's having a great rookie year, but he doesn't like. I like to use this word a lot. He doesn't move the needle. It's not like you're not winning a championship because Scotty Barnes is popping off.
Well, here's the thing: if you have to hang your hat on a rookie because that's your missing piece, then you got
Yeah.
more missing pieces than that, dude.
Agreed, 100%. And then it's
That's my
actually
first
funny.
thought.
For the first time in a while, I got into a live debate with my brother-in-law on Chrissy's side, Langston. Shout out Delco. He was telling me that the Harden trade was not worth it.
Okay, so what was his angle?
I mean, just the basically of and listen, I respect the opinion. Like I honestly would probably like if it was any of my friends, like you know what I mean, like a close friend like Jason, I'd call him a fucking idiot. But like he has a point, but it's just the wrong point in a sense. Like he was like, well, they lost 2 starters. Okay.
Well, no, they didn't.
Well, he's attesting that.
Or is he counting Ben?
No. He is counting that Andre Drummond is a starter on any other team, and that it's nice to have a starter as a backup to Embiid. And I tend to agree with that statement.
Okay.
It's 100% factual. Where I lie the issue is, and I think that he's a little hung up on like old Harden, new Harden situation. So I think he's a little worried about that.
Okay.
And he said if we got like Jaylen Brown, like that trade is amazing. You know what I mean? You give up 2 starters for a very young guy. You got James Harden, who's 31. There's no guarantee he's going to sign next year. Again, he had very solid bullet points, but you had to get something for Ben. And if you didn't get something for Ben, and you couldn't just get like a Tyler Halliburton out of the Sacramento Kings, like that wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
And the Nets came out and were like, we're not making a trade with the Sixers if they don't give us Drummond. So like Drummond was piece one.
I know, and like I understand. Like you had to give up somebody, right? Like we had all these untouchable guys. It's like, all right,
Well,
like
would you rather have Seth Curry and Drummond or Maxey? You take a Maxey.
oh, yeah, no brainer. But and also, would I rather have Harden or Drummond? And it's a no brainer. It's Harden all the time.
Well, and again, people need to taper the expectations of what you want out of Harden. Like,
Well, that's the thing. People are thinking that I think the majority, not saying your brother-in-law, but I think the majority of people that think the Sixers lost that trade are thinking it because they didn't get, scoring title Harden.
they
But
didn't get
that's
a
not
45, 10, and 10.
right. But that's not what Harden is anymore.
We don't need.
He wasn't doing that in
Look
Brooklyn.
at look at Russell Westbrook. You could have a Russell Westbrook situation on your hands.
Yeah, right.
So I think if you're getting anywhere from if Harden hits 20 points in any sense of the way, so 20 to 29 points in a game.
Yep.
Do you get where I'm going with that?
That's a win.
That's a guaranteed win, and he's gonna hit that number. And I don't. People are like, "Oh, he was 5 for 17." It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well,
They still
they
won
count.
by
That's
13,
because they
14,
count.
15.
Yeah, but that's because they count all those like weird like runners where he's trying to get a foul and
Yeah.
it just tosses it up. Like that counts as a shot. That's not a real shot.
He hit
Like,
four
what-
threes on game
Yeah,
one.
like you can't like the dude can shoot. I don't care what anybody says. He can shoot. So
Oh,
here's the other thing. Everybody like talks shit about Harden in the playoffs, and they all talk shit about Doc in the playoffs, blah blah, all this stuff, right? Like, let's see though, because it's not happened yet. I mean-
I kind of think Doc Rivers is playing stupid ass from February till now, just to like sink. This is like, listen, this is way off the cusp.
I was
Like,
gonna say this is conspiracy. This is
yeah,
tinfoil
like
hat.
this is like birds aren't real, which is true. Like, listen, and I talked to Langston about this too. The Sixers are screwed if they had to play 2 or 3. If they were 2-3 in that situation, they were screwed.
What do you mean, like that other matchups?
Yeah, because that bracket's so much more difficult. The Heat are good. They're not that good. We could beat the Heat in 7.
I know. Yeah, I agree.
So, like, where they fell to, and, we had complete control of that, really, honestly,
Yep.
So, I don't know. Maybe Doc was trying to play dumb. Long haul. Idiot. I just still think he's arrogant. Don't get me wrong. He's arrogant. And if they do get eliminated at some point, you'll see the arrogance.
I don't see how anyone could honestly make an argument that he's not arrogant. I mean,
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you if you think that, because I got
Yeah.
a beanstalk I'd like to sell you.
like I like to argue things, but that's not one of them. I'm a coach. 9 times out of 10, I'm like a coach's guy. Although I wanted to fire Gannon into the sun, like in the beginning of the season, especially. I'm still not sure how I feel about him, but most times I like err on the side of the coach. I don't know why. I feel like because I'm not sure how much a coach really does
I knew you were going to fucking say that.
in game. Like I think they're more there, especially in basketball. They have like 12 dudes drawing up plays. It's not just Doc sitting there with a clipboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like an effort. It's like a group effort. And I know there's what did you do?
I just raked my nipple. Fuck, I'm trying to itch.
How did you grab your nipple?
No, I raked it with my fingernail because I was itching around my tit. It's been a long day, all right?
Holy shit. It's wild over there. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that the coaches don't do anything, like, because I don't fucking know. I'm not a pro coach. I have no fucking clue what they do and what they don't do. But I feel these guys are they're professional athletes, and they have to execute, and that's just the bottom line. Now you have to put the players in the right positions. I understand that stuff, and I also understand why people get pissed off at Doc after the game when he gets uppity on people. Like, totally, I understand that, and I don't know why he does it. I think it's a defense mechanism because he's in Philly. I really do. I don't think he would do that shit if he was in Oklahoma.
I mean, who the fuck wants to live in Oklahoma?
You know what I'm saying though? Like I just don't think
No,
he
I
would do
hear you.
it.
I wanted this. I wanted before we finish up on Doc. I just wanted to make one analogy. Harden to Maxey is what Yager was to Giroux. That 1 year. Do you remember Giroux had
yeah.
his like career year,
Oh yeah.
most goals ever? Like that's what you're getting a lot out of Harden because he's getting the best out of Maxey. So, I think we can all relax and just be okay with a point range of 20 to 29. You know what I mean? And we can handle the shooting percentage, but he's helping
Even if
Maxey
he's
grow.
but even if he's down at 16, 18 points,
Yeah,
like
you're fine. You just
if
can't have like
Toby,
a classic Tobias Harris 8-point game. You know what I mean?
that's what you need. You need at least 15 out of Harden. You need at least 15 out of Toby. You need 18 out of Maxey, and then you need 25 plus out of Embiid, and you're probably going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, and last night, I mean, we could talk about Maxey because Maxey, this has been like these two games have been like the Maxey show.
I feel like I wasn't old enough to like appreciate Iverson, and like I did. Don't get me wrong. Like I had his shoes, I had his jersey. I had everything. But I mean, like, just like what I was a 10, 11. Like I didn't
Like the
appreciate.
skills,
Yeah. So like, it's kind of nice. Like, we're gonna get another one? And listen,
dude.
I'm not comparing it to
Yeah,
Iverson.
yeah. Well, his Iverson's speed and
I've never
just like
seen anything like that. And how does he not get fucking hurt, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I don't know how he did. I don't know how he did it.
There,
And
there was a
he would
point where
just
he like
drain shit too. He was a pure shooter, man.
there was a point where like Fred VanVleet like turned the ball over, or someone did, and he was the last line of defense, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then like you see him like trying to sprint, but Maxey was already at the fucking foul line.
Yeah, dude. Maxey's fast as shit. I love it. His work ethic is like second to none. He seems like a down to earth dude. Like,
Did you see the bucket of wings he brought, like homemade wings on the plane?
yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
see?
great.
Did you see that he's got a commercial now?
For, is it that terrible Cure Auto commercial?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's so good. He's sitting up at the podium. He's like, nothing covers better than Cure Insurance.
Oh my god, Cure Insurance is like the general.
Yeah, and the general like has like tried to rebrand themselves and shit. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
see
fun.
that shit.
But no, Maxey is out, dude. And so now what'll be interesting is that he's probably going to draw more attention, right? You would assume. So I'll be curious to see how the rotations work in Game 3.
No
I'll be
Thibault.
curious. Obviously, no Thibault, right? I'll be curious to see if Doc keeps things the way it is, or has been, and kind of separates them a little bit more. I know he had Maxey out there with Harden a little bit, but
I mean, his rotations have been good, honestly, and I didn't think I'd say that, but like Embiid's been just playing the minutes he needs to play. He gets the rest. And Paul Reed comes in, he does what he needs to do. Just stand there and fucking look pretty and not be a negative. Like that's the most important thing I think out of all of this. When these, and it's not about points for these guys off the bench. I mean, yeah, obviously points are nice and it makes a fucking difference, right?
Right.
But if you're not succumbing points, if you're not giving them up, yeah, just define that. I don't know why I did that. But if you're not giving up the points, you know what I mean, then that's okay. That's good basketball for what the Sixers need to be done.
To succumb.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Fuck off.
No, I did know what you mean. I don't think that's a word, but I
And now it is. Guess what? Coined on the podcast.
I think it is a word. I think you just used it weird. But like, I totally get it. Like, but here's the thing: the Toronto was weak from three early. I remember looking at the stats during the game, and they were definitely struggling from three
Not your boy Fred.
early. No, I know. Well, Game 3. I mean, if they win Game 3,
It's over.
it's a sweep, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Kind of pisses me off, to be honest. I bet them pre-series to win in 5.
Yeah.
And I took 5 and 6. Now watch they'll fucking sweep them.
Yeah, that's how it normally. Yo, I had some like I had such a great gambling weekend with like basketball in total, but I had two that are hurting my soul like
What,
hard.
like bad beats or just
Yeah, it's
lost?
terrible beats, bro.
What was it?
Niang 5.5.
Oh, Niang.
He had 5 in the first quarter,
Oh my God.
and they were like up majorly. You know what I mean? And then and that one's like, you don't put high money on that, so that one's not the worst thing that's ever fucking happened in my life. If I put $100 on Anthony Edwards at 36.5, and he had 36,
Oh.
that hurt.
That's the worst.
But thankfully, I had that sick parlay I build,
Yeah, I played that shit too.
and that ka-chinged at a plus 780. So you can imagine. And so I was very thrilled, and it was so funny because I was watching the game with Jay and my 12-year-old nephew, and he's like, "Why are you so excited? Like, what do you wait?" And I'm trying to explain to him, and he's like, "Well, I don't get the .5," and I'm like, "Yeah, me either. It's just we need an extra one."
How do you get 0.5 of a basket? You don't, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the one thing I noticed with Embiid's rebounds. So if you're gonna do Embiid rebounding, be cautious because they're all defensive rebounds. So you really need to pay attention to that because anytime someone chucks up a ball, he's not crashing the fucking paint. He stands on the perimeter, stands at the line. He's not going down into the trenches. Now,
Well, that was actually one thing I noticed about I think it was the first game. He had like 4 offensive rebounds, which
yes,
is
and
like,
he was cleaning up down there.
which is really high. He doesn't usually have that
Yeah,
many.
like you'll get one or two because he
Yeah.
just happens to be standing under there at the time and he wants
Right.
the ball. But and especially like if if you're looking for offensive rebounds in the second half, forget it, bitch. You ain't getting it because he
Nope.
does not crash in the second half at all. Like I'm watching that because that's like in basketball, that's where the money is. Is like, and we learn this shit like as you gamble more and more. Like last year, there's a trend. It was the first quarter and it constantly hit. You know what I mean? And this year was rebounds. It constantly hit. And then now I'm trying to watch it, and I'm like, okay, so now I know what he's doing in the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't touch it. Now, Maxi's an interesting bet. I bet it twice.
So I
17 and a
bet it.
half.
I did also, and went up to 18 and a half the next game, and it
1
still
point.
covered.
1
Yep.
point.
They're not going to move the lines too much. I think you might see Maxey at 19 and a half.
I can't bet that.
Right. So that's the thing. Like they might put it to the point where you almost can't take it. But
He's
that's why
got to come. He's got to have a letdown, right? Because especially,
I like
bro,
DraftKings for this because in DraftKings same game parlays you can and
manipulate
listen,
that number.
don't be putting like hundreds of dollars on same game parlays unless you have a bankroll of like 10 grand. Like cut $25, $30, $50, $100 if you're fucking really crazy. But same game parlays are just for fun, really.
Yeah, no. I tend to agree. And when they don't normally hit, and then when they do hit, you're like, we should have fucking put more on it.
Yeah, every time. But like, you can take like, for instance, you could take like Maxi over 16 points.
Easy.
So if he hits 16, you win. It doesn't have to be 16 and a half. Like that hook really comes into play a lot, man, when you're betting on points. And I took the other night I had Harden under 26 points, which I thought was like a fucking steal. I don't know why it was so high. I took Embiid under 15 and a half rebounds, which was good. I hit that parlay. It was good. It was a good win. But if they win game 3, this is where my thoughts all started. If they win game 3, it's a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it any other way. And then now you have the winner of Miami, and who are they playing? Atlanta?
Yeah, Ice Tray. Did you bet that?
Nah. Too high. I'm not going after a guy that just went for 8 points and I understand I'm not stupid. It was like a career worst for him in any point in basketball life. But 26 off an 8 is a crazy number, man.
It's the end of the third quarter. He has 22.
Yeah, so that's gonna hit.
Jimmy Butler has 36.
Jimmy Butler's so annoying.
Holy shit.
Imagine if we had, well, you wouldn't, if we had Jimmy Butler, you wouldn't have James Harden. So never mind, scratch that.
A lot of things would be different if we had.
Maybe
would've
Ben Simmons would play.
If they would have kept Jimmy Butler, there would have been a lot.
Oh,
of
and
things
by the
to
way, I did make fun of this, but it is a valid tweet when they were like, if the Nets had Ben Simmons, they win that game easily. And it's true because Ben Simmons could easily move the needle 1 fucking point. Easily.
defensively, you would think that he would be good for at least like 8 points.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, yeah,
saving 8 points.
if they had Simmons, they win that game.
Probably. I saw something come across the timeline today that Ben Simmons was quote unquote cleared for full contact.
I hope someone just punches him right in the mouth.
Did you see the video that other day where he was like, "Yo, get this," and he like dunked the ball?
Yeah. I think I tweeted out a quality tweet and it didn't get enough love.
What was it?
The one with the glasses, and then I posted Doc Ock. I thought that was fucking laugh out loud funny, and it fucking fell flat, man.
I got it.
It was so fucking funny to me. Hello, Peter.
We just need 10,000 followers, and then people will like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, I don't know. Ben Simmons is annoying, and I'm really glad that this is the first time that I've really put any thought into him
In a while.
in a long time.
No, I know. I'm just saying that Brooklyn is going to be very good if he does come back. Now, it might be too late in the series. Like the Celtics might be up 3-1, 2-1. You know what I mean? It might be.
Why do they have so many days off? Do you know?
Because the NBA is rigged and it's fixed, and they want the Sixers to suffer.
Like, dude, they played a game. They played Sunday, and they don't play another game until tomorrow.
And what, we played Monday?
And we will have played. We're playing our third game. They're just playing their second, and they played before us.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They played the day after.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're a day behind us.
I just feel like they should have played game 2 maybe like tonight. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It literally doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't mean anything.
What's that Heat game at?
The Heat were up 11.
Atlanta's no good, man. Fuck, we're gonna play the Heat.
They're up 11. They're still up 11.
So now this is crazy, and I think it's possible. If there's 2 sweeps, do they start the series early or they have to wait?
No, I think they have to wait.
They have like a minimum. They have the earliest start time, I think, right? Like there's an earliest time that round 2 can start.
Yep, I think that it has to do with like the other teams and all that shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they will get I mean, that's
Definitely.
the whole thing. Like when you sweep a team, like that's almost like earning,
And then we have
almost.
And then Miami's home.
No. Mm-mm.
Why?
No, if we play Miami, they're gonna have the home court.
Yeah, that's what I said. Miami's home.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like no, never mind.
No. Yeah, so Miami will be the home team.
Yep. So they'll have 4 games in Miami. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a team that the Sixers can and have beat. So
and beaten without Embiid.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of good teams in the NBA.
The NBA is interestingly, I think for one of the first times in a while, it's more there's the more parity in the league because for the longest time I feel like it was like 4 teams that were like really good.
Well, it was whatever LeBron was on.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it was the Clippers.
Golden State.
It was Golden State. Dallas for a while.
Oh my god.
Like I don't know. It was just boring almost, really. I mean, and that was in the doldrum. The problem was too, like that was in the doldrum times of the Sixers. So it was like really hard yeah, it was like really hard to care. Like even if you're like most hardcore, like right now, if you're like the most hardcore hockey fan, it's hard to get into hockey right now. Like it
I
just
can't
is.
believe you just said that because my brain was about to take you on a tangent.
You're going hockey?
Well, just for real quick, I got into this argument about this guy. This guy, he was like, he said something about the Flyers and
I
like,
saw I saw
yeah. And then I was like, people are still watching this fucking junk, and he's like, yeah, like a true fan, I still watch no matter what. And I was like, oh my god, there it is. I hate people. You have a tangent about the Phillies. I'm gonna take this tangent here. I fucking hate people who think they are a better fan because they sit through dog shit hockey, basketball, baseball, football, and like they're the better fucking fan because they have nothing better to do with their time.
Well, listen, I don't know if that was his argument. That's a dumb argument. I like saying you're a better fan because you watch all the games when they really are horrible. Is just
It
it's
makes you a
weird.
stupid fucking fan.
It's weird. Like now, if you want to watch because they got like five young dudes playing and you're
Yeah, of
interested to
course.
see,
I'll never shit on someone for watching,
right, like
but
that's a
to act like
completely
you're
different.
better than someone
Right.
is insane.
Yeah, you can take that.
And maybe that guy wasn't going that route because I didn't want to engage because I was fucking gonna explode. But um, I've been part of this conversation for years because there's always one team that's just dog shit in the city when the other ones are trying to figure it out.
Hmm.
And I hear that shit all the time. Well, you're just a fake fan. I'm not a fake fan. I'm a smart fucking fan. Why would I want to watch the Flyers trot out and get blown out by every team that they fucking play? How there's still
Well,
6 more games in this season, I don't know.
well, and there's also something to be said about not supporting the team and almost on purpose because you need to the only way that you have to send a message as a fan is to either not go to the games or not watch the
The
games.
Flyers are fucked.
That's it, dude. That's all you have as a fan. Like that's your leverage. That's it.
Yeah,
What, why are you saying they're fucked?
the cancer thing now.
Oh, dude, you want to dive into that a little bit? Just touch on it.
Yeah, I think so. So the lead head trainer.
Sixers in 5, by the way, at worst.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, the lead trainer for the Flyers has been there for 30 plus years. McCrawson.
If you watched any hockey games,
You know
would
exactly who this guy
exactly
is.
who this dude is. The bald dude. He's always fucking running people's sticks and skates and shit.
Yeah.
It's that dude. He's been there forever.
And so him and his like co-athletic director, we'll call it, he's also a high-ranking dude in the organization. Their room or their office at the skate zone is next to the Zamboni room, which apparently the Zambonis have been leaking like cancerous fumes, and they've just been inhaling them for years and years and years. And now they're suing Comcast, Spectre, and it's a whole fucking mess. It's going to be a mess. And this is what you get when you get a conglomerate like fucking Comcast to own your fucking team. Well, they're gonna spend money. They're not gonna spend money. The only thing they care about is that big stupid orange fuzzy bitch, and revenue that way. That's it. That's the only thing they're giving you, man. Seriously.
It's wild, man. They came out. They already came out and publicly said that
There's no merit to their accusations.
Yeah,
What?
like how can you say it? How can you just come out and say that? Like, do they have lawyers? Did the lawyer would never tell you to go say something like that? That's so dumb.
It's like there's like a bumper sticker on the Zamboni that says if broken will leak cancerous fumes. They're like they have no merit.
It's fucking wild, man. It sucks
But
too, really, because
the-
they're both terminal. They both have terminal.
and the one dude's young, the Sal Rafa or whatever, he's pretty
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, they both have terminal fucking blood cancer. Jason
now you have that.
Jason just chimed in on YouTube, and he said there's definitely merit. He said I've known about it for years.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but I believe every word.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like it's like anything in life. Like, listen, I work in construction. I know the guy when he does galvanized piping, he gets pissed off at me because I like when I was running the shop, I'd be like, you turn on every exhaust fan. I don't care if it's 3 degrees outside. You open all the doors, and we're getting air.
You don't want to be
thing.
breathing in that fucking weird looking smoke.
Nope, it's like a blue greenish smoke, and I'll tell you what, that's cancer, buddy. So, we literally had a welder got lung cancer.
He got cancer, right?
Yeah, and he died.
That's fucking wild, dude.
So, there's risks to everything, and there's, no reward when it's not a professional hockey career. But, there's, what you're getting yourself into, but they had no idea that this shit was happening. So it's crazy to me. And you're totally right. For the Flyers to come out, well, let me rephrase that. The Flyers, in quotes, it's fucking Comcast, came out and was like, we're big old dummies and there's no merit.
Yeah, that was
Fucking Mickey Mouse Club shit. It seriously is. They're screwed though, because Ryan Ellis has them on the hook. They can't get rid of him because his fucking contract and the way it's worked out, and what they didn't get what they thought they were gonna get. Young defensemen aren't turning into what they thought. Provy has a fucking massive contract that's like $7 million. He's not even worth $3 million right now. I think Carter Hart is going to be fine. He still lets in that stupid-ass goal from time to time. You got Giroux leaving, Giroux bashing the team essentially the last couple, years. TK hasn't developed. None of these guys are developed.
So you're referencing the little thing that he said about not being used to that in Philly, like when they said, "Hey, Giroux, what's it like about with playing with all this?"
They've lost one time since they traded for him.
What's it like playing with all this talent and speed in the lineup? He's like, "Well, I'm not really used to that."
Yeah, and listen, it's not like this massive fuck you to the organization, but it's listen, if the Flyers were somewhat contending, if they weren't embarrassing, I don't know if he gets traded, honestly. He might not want to go,
Yeah.
The only thing that happened in that Giroux trade that went sour for me, and I don't blame him, he can pick where the fuck he wants to go. I just wish it didn't get leaked.
Yeah, the leak was weird.
And that hurt.
It really hurt. They had literally no leverage, as if they had any anyway.
Yeah.
Because the guy's on a no trade, and everybody I don't know what was going on behind the scenes with the his agent and shit, but when the word comes out that he wants to go to Florida, what the fuck do you think you're gonna get? You're not gonna get a million things back for that. It's just not gonna happen.
I think the Avs leaked that shit. They wanted the player, they didn't get the fucking player, and they leaked it. That's what I think. But I could be totally wrong. But yeah,
all it takes is one fucking dumb Twitter account to get 12,000 likes on a fucking tweet.
5 years, boys and girls. 5 long years with the Flyers before they're going to be relevant again. So strap in. Don't watch like the rest of us.
Or watch and whatever.
Pluck your eyeballs out.
Yeah, I mean the dudes calling the games are probably just dreading it.
Lou Nolan's 50th year. No one cares about the PA announcer. Can we stop?
Pico power play.
Fucking Pico. And he scored for a case of tasty cakes.
I used to love that.
What a promo.
It's fucking Balls Parmo, man.
Yeah.
Who won the tasty cakes?
They had
Was it a charity thing?
No. It was a season ticket holder raffle.
They're season ticket holders. They can afford tasty cakes. Why should you give it to somebody else?
They picked them out of the hat. You know what I mean?
Upper level season ticket holders only.
It might have been, honestly.
I don't know.
And then they would have that whole period.
Okay.
So then you'd get 3 per game. Chances. 3 different people to win per game.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, it's almost as good as the Frosty Freeze Out. Although I'll never. In a million years, seriously, in a million years, I would never just be like, yo, babe, we got to go to Wendy's tonight for dinner because I got a free 79-cent Frosty because Ben Simmons missed 2 free throws. Actually,
no, you know what? If there was ever a time to do it,
yeah, it would be
have
that
to
one.
be if Ben did it. It'll have to be.
That's
the one. That's the one you got to cash in on. That's fucking. Oh my god.
So, yeah, the draft. Meow.
You want to save the Phillies for last?
Yeah, of course. I think it makes the most sense.
That's fine. So the draft is what now? A week away.
A week and a day. 2 days.
A week and a day. 2 days. Whatever.
They got the Eagles taking a wide out. The Eagles taking a wide out. The Eagles taking a wide out. And I'm ready to kill myself.
So, who have you seen them taking? What's the
The dude from USC. I got a bold prediction.
Okay, so the dude from USC, I watched some of his. Dude, Schwarber is fucking I'm just watching this game cast. Like, he just can't get out of his own way right now.
Yep.
He just grounded into a double play. I watched some of that USC dude's film, and he's big, man. He's a different type of. He's not JJ. Is my point.
Who cares?
I'm just saying he's not some stick figure fucking speedster, quote unquote, fucking wide receiver. He's a big ball wide receiver.
Okay, and Nelson Aguilar was a big ball wide receiver.
Nelson Aguilar is not big though. This dude's bigger than Nelson.
Is he Justin Jefferson?
I mean, did you know that Justin Jefferson was Justin Jefferson?
Yeah. Did you see him at LSU?
No, listen. I know. I'm just saying, like, you don't know what's going to happen when they go to the.
If
pros.
it's not from the SEC, it's not for me.
All right, so you're hating on the Pac-12.
Yeah, and I feel like you should hate on the Pac-12.
I'm not really going to argue against that. I can't. It's impossible to argue.
You listen. If the Ohio State dude is available, I like him. Yeah.
Mm.
I also think that Jalen Reagor gets traded on draft night.
I mean, that's not really like earth-shattering.
It's still my bold pick of the draft.
For what?
Well, I don't care. 5th round pick, 4th round pick, 3rd round. I don't give a fuck what it is. But I just have a feeling that this is it because they want to move on. They definitely do. You know, we don't really talk about the Danny Watkins mistake. You know, it's actually kind of funny because he's like a Canadian, fireman. So like, it's funny in that sense. But like, you could even go back to like, what's that dude from I don't said Louisiana, Louisville, Marcus Smith.
Smith, yeah.
We don't talk about that.
No.
And once you get these guys off the team, you know what I mean. And listen, this is. Justin Jefferson's trajectory right now is a Hall of Fame career. And listen, anything could happen. He could break a leg. He could break his fucking brain. CTE, scrambled eggs up there. A lot of shit can happen. But right now, based off of everything that we've seen, he's starting a Hall of Fame career. Would you agree?
Yes.
So this one might be one of those ones where you kind of don't forget about, but you start healing when you get rid of the abuse.
So we're talking about Drake London from USC, and you brought up Nelson Aguilar because that's a similar situation. He came from USC. He's a 1st round pick for.
He was very good at USC. Listen, he had a great.
Sure.
Listen, he's had a good career.
But he's 6 foot tall.
How tall is the other dude?
Drake London is 6'4".
4 inches.
It's different, dude. It's different. I'm telling you, he's different. He's just different than the other dudes. I don't know if he's worth anything. I definitely haven't seen enough fucking film to say he's.
How many times are we going to go back to the Pac-12, and how many times are we going to be fucking disappointed? Seriously.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but
if it's not the SEC, it's not for me. Okay?
We'll see. There's also chatter about them possibly now being back in on fucking Nakobe Dean. I heard that name today.
So the other problem you have is you got 3 very large free agent wide receivers that are pissed.
Who?
A.J. Brown.
Okay, yeah, that just came out. That just came out like 2 days ago.
Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
And I can't remember who the third one is.
Well,
but the Eagles, in no way, shape, or form, are going to commit $25 million to wide receiver when they're not even committed to the quarterback.
No chance.
You can't.
That's not true. You can.
What do you mean?
Because here's the thing. They don't have a lot of money tied up in the quarterback, right?
Yeah, we do know that.
So That means that they can tie money up in the wide receiver, and then next year with one of your 2 first-round draft picks, you fucking draft a quarterback, or you trade both of them and go get the guy you want, and you draft a quarterback,
Okay.
and now you have a cheap, good quarterback, supposedly, maybe, who knows, coming out of college, that is cheap. And if you miss on that guy, now you're fucked.
Do you think they'll trade? I lost my train of thoughts because I watched the Panther jump a dog. Oh, I was trying to
so
find the other
well,
wide receiver.
well, there's still that Dillard situation
Who
that
was
I
that
heard.
for?
Well, they were just talking about maybe trading Dillard and
Why keep him?
no, packaging Dillard and 18 to go up and get Sauce.
Okay, I still don't love that.
They need a
Debo
corner.
Samuel. God damn
Oh,
it.
that's right. Debo's pissed. That's right.
Yeah.
And there was his brother commented on somebody's tweet or something.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna find it.
Now, but what is his brother? Is his brother his
I think he is.
Is he his manager, or not manager? What do they call it? It's not the WWF.
If if the Flyers lose their next 4 games, which is possible, that will be the third 10 game losing streaks in the season.
Oh my God, they can hit 10 again.
Yeah, they're at 6 right now. They lost again.
Oh God, that would be fucking phenomenal. They lost 6-1, right? Jason was saying
5-2, and
5-2. Okay.
there are 5 games left, so they could easily.
Oh, he thought it was going to hit 6-1, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Flyers have had a losing streak of 13, 10, 6, and now another 6-gamer. They've lost 48 of 63 of their last games.
My God.
They have 2 power play goals since the calendar year turn. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the Flyers. Fart noise.
Well, the Eagles have a lot of cards in front of them, and they have a lot of different pathways, and that's not always good.
No, I agree with you.
I'm kind of worried about it. My sports brain is worried about it because I don't even have any reasoning. I can't even really put it out there in any other way. I'm just worried about it because
We're gonna have to do a
abnormal.
Oh shit! Next week's gonna be dicey. I have a blueprint reading class in Norristown.
Oh shit! You're gonna have to go live from blueprint class.
Yeah, I might potentially be killed. So I feel like next week's, regardless, it will be Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll have to do a draft. We'll do a heavy draft episode. We'll try to do a little research.
Mock John. Okay.
Maybe. Listen, the Eagles are fucked. In this sense of what are they gonna do? It's a great point you just brought up. It's they almost have too many avenues, too many options, and when you have too much of something, you normally tend to fuck it up.
Yeah, and I don't think I really don't foresee them trading one of those first for a wide receiver. It's not going to happen. If they make any trades for a wide receiver in the league already, it's probably going to be a 2nd-round pick or something next year or a player. They ain't getting rid of those first rounders to get out of the first round. I don't believe that anymore.
Well, why would you?
That little prick pussy. Kenny just showed me his phone and got me mad. About baseball.
You want to do it? You ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say his name though.
What, clown face?
Yeah. Mr. Rogers clown meme. Yeah, so Phil's are up 2-0.
They're finally having good at bats.
They have had plenty of good at bats, and the problem is that they don't fucking score. And they're struggling right now. I'll be the first to admit. Listen, everybody who knows me knows that I will argue baseball forever, right?
Forever and ever. Eat out your heart, and I will love you forever.
So this past week, I've been arguing with a few folks on Twitter about, you know, the Phillies. And, you know, one of the arguments that I got into this week was about, you know, how, well, oh, this is the same old Phillies team, can't beat the Marlins. Like, it's a fucking stupid, tired argument. I'm sorry. It's dumb and it's tired. This team is not the same team. So stop saying it. In every argument that you ever see on Twitter, all people want to do is say, oh, same old Phillies. Shut the fuck up. They're not the same team. They're different. You can name almost more than enough to field an entire fucking roster that is new on this team. And it's not going to be the same team. They're going to win more games than they won last year. They're going to hit the ball. Schwarber's not going to end the season batting 152. It's everybody just needs to fucking stop playing with
Do you
themselves.
think? Do you think the DH thing is weird? Because
I think it's weird, and I think it's fucking up shit. I think it's fucking up Girardi, honestly.
no,
I think
and that's what I'm trying to hint at. Like, people that own a German Shepherd are gonna fucking know what the hell I'm talking about right now. But like, I feel like Bryce Harper's a German Shepherd. Like, his purpose is to play
he's got to
baseball.
go. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
he's got to be out in right field, and he's got to be playing the fucking position. And leaving him on the bench to DH, he's not like
He's standing in the dugout like, what am I supposed to do? What the fuck am
yeah,
I
like
supposed to do?
I've never. What do I do with my hands? So like, I kind of feel like they need to just pick a fucking DH and ride them out. The AL has been doing the DH for hundreds of years. Yeah, I've exaggerated, but they've been doing the DH for hundreds of years, and it's always like I remember growing up. It was always fucking Big Poppy. It was always fat gut Latino hitting homers. All right, so let's get it and let's get Herrera in there. All right.
Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind talking. I don't mind. I'm trying to read the YouTube comments. Jason's chiming up. Uh,
What that bitch said.
he said, listening to me talk about the Phils is like listening to Kenny talk about the Flyers 3 years ago. And for the record, that did not turn out well.
Hello,
mean,
darkness, my old friend.
yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. It's very true, but I just baseball's different, man. Baseball, and you know what else too? So I have a theory.
They have to make the playoffs, Dave. It's been a decade. They have to make the playoffs. Okay?
Sure, whatever.
They do. And if they don't, you're going to
cares
lose
if they-
even more fans.
I don't
than you got.
understand. I don't understand why people care so much about that.
Because it's a bunch of fucking losers.
If they win 92 games and miss the playoffs, is that a bad season?
For them, no.
Okay.
But
But you are not you're not in the majority. There will be people that argue with me on Twitter because that they missed the playoffs even though they won 92 games. It doesn't mean anything because they weren't good enough to make the playoffs. This town, listen to me. I have a theory. And we should have done this first because no one's going to hear this. I have a theory. This town has an Eagles problem.
just this town or every fucking town?
I think a lot of towns. There are only really a handful of towns that are
four.
super rabid about baseball. And
Successful towns.
I feel like, and I'm not talking about the franchise. I'm not talking about the players because they don't really have anything to do with it. But I feel like the fans in this town have an Eagles problem, and it has to do with something that you brought up last week, I think, on the podcast. You said that the NFL is king because every single week it's do or die.
Yep.
Okay. And people in this town specifically, and other towns around the country, but this one's one of the top ones up there. People go all the fuck in on Sunday. All the fuck in. It's like do or die. And it's every fucking week they live and die with that team. And not only that, but literally every month of the calendar, you can turn on 94.1 or 97.5, and if you listen to it for 20 minutes, you will hear probably 4 Eagles calls. And it don't matter what the season is. It don't matter what anybody's talking about.
Be Passover.
You will hear Eagle calls. Okay, this town has an Eagles problem, and
That's not
by
a
that,
bad problem to
and
have.
no, but listen, and by that, I don't mean like the Eagles suck, and I'm not. That's not what I mean. What I mean is the like it's like Pavlov's dog. Okay, everyone in this town is trained by the Eagles to live and die by every single game. So people in this town are broken to the point where they can't watch baseball and they can't comprehend not winning and they can't comprehend being 4-8 because in the Eagles land, if you're 4-8, that's a shitty, terrible, awful season. 4-8 doesn't compute with people.
If you're listen,
It's Pavlov.
they got 40 games is when you can start judging this team.
I agree with you completely.
Just like in football, you judge the Eagles after probably halfway season's about right where you can start to tell what this team's gonna do.
5 or
Although,
6.
yeah, you know. I mean, we know. Let's call it what we call it. We know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, when week 6 rolled around and we can list the quarterbacks that they beat, we're like, okay,
yeah,
I
we're in
think we
trouble.
see what's going on here.
You know, hockey's the same thing. You need 25 games to really know what you got, and that's why the Flyers started off hot as shit. Remember, and then boom,
I do.
dog shit. And you know, the Sixers are the only one that don't go in that mold because you just know they're going to end up in the top 4 in the East and how, playoffs. And that's strictly now.
Right, and the basketball is a completely different sport because of how little people play and on the team. So like if your team's good.
Yeah.
And you like night in and night out, you're gonna know that. Like when you have the Eagles, they have like 30 dudes that come out on the field. Like you got the Phillies, you know what I'm saying? Like so basketball in that way is very different. So like you definitely can see sooner if the team's gonna be worth a shit.
I just think like everyone and what would be a good number? What are they 4-8?
Yeah.
So they're 4-8. Like what is a suitable number that makes people not? I don't know, but I think what happened was you signed those 2 big bats.
No, they're 4-7. They're 4-7.
And they're about to be. Well, they just gave up a run, right?
It's 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 in the 4th.
So I think they signed those bats, and they think, they got to be, 8-0, 9-0, whatever it is. And, again, you can't judge this until you get to 40, 45 games, and you just kind of hold on for right now. And I told you, at the game, like it was fun to be back in an environment where people gave a shit. So like, let's not jump off of it quite yet. Let's just taper our expectations. And remember, if they make the playoffs, because apparently the playoffs is the measuring stick around here, and I'm on par with that, right? And as you progress into it, like we wanted the Eagles to make the playoffs, right? We knew that they weren't a playoff team.
I
know, but I'm just saying, like,
no, you're right. You're 100%. You make the playoffs, you get some clout. You make the playoffs, you get some respect. And in this town, you need to be respected. If you're not respected, then you're not loved. And if you're not loved, they don't give a fuck about you. So
and then you have like, you look at the Sixers. Like we were all good when they made the playoffs, and then we were like, okay, well, we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more. So then you start trying to build, and then, listen. You're never in Philadelphia going to have a dynasty team, okay? The way it works in this city is you're going to strike lightning and you're going to win one every fucking 10 years. 1 to 10 years.
Hopefully.
For what? Yeah. And that's one professional team winning it in 10 years, right? Yeah. So there's no dynasty in Philadelphia. There never will be. It's just the way it is. It's the way that we do things here. And that's okay. We just have to give them a chance to prove that it's not. If they don't make the playoffs, I'm gonna be rude. I'm gonna be terrible. Don't even.
Well, it'll be interesting because I will either be with you, or will argue it. Because if, like I said, if they don't make the playoffs, and they win 90 games, I can't accept that that's not a good season. I just can't.
Well, and again, like I look back to, goddamn,
if they win 82 or 83 games again and they don't make the playoffs, then yeah, 100%. That's like pitchfork time. You know what I mean?
Well, and to like go with what you're saying, it's like So remember when Tom Brady got hurt and Matt Castle led them to like an 11-5 and they didn't make the playoffs?
Yep.
So like it's almost similar to that way. It's just like someone's gonna like other teams are gonna have a better year than the Phillies, but like people weren't pissed at the Patriots because the Patriots were still really fucking good. People are gonna be pissed off at the Phillies because they've been shitty for 10 years. You know,
Yes, they don't get the
the
benefit of the
cloud.
doubt. Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. So it's interesting how that's all. I'm still excited. I'm watching. I'm just there's all like obviously Sixers first. You know what I mean?
I'm stoked, man. I mean, right now. So let's talk this out real fast. We're getting close to the end, but let's talk this out real fast. You mentioned that there will never be a dynasty in Philly.
Yes.
Who would you say, if you had to pick, has the best opportunity to become one?
Rado, would you like to answer this one, bud? What do you think? What do you think, son? Yes, I tend to agree with you. I couldn't give you an answer. We can't give you an answer over here because at some point, like Sixers is probably the logical answer. And what are we considering a dynasty too? That's like kind of we got to define that.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. Let's say, let's define a dynasty in the weakest way possible, in the Philliest way possible, and let's say that means that they win 2 championships.
Boy, Sixers, because you have a shot this year and you have a shot the next year. You have a 3 or 4 year window right now. So Sixers are your best bet. The Eagles are still all over the place. I wanted to give you a nugget before I go. Did you see what Zach Paschal said today about Carson Wentz?
Oh my God, no.
So he pretty much like he had an option to sign with the Redskins. Yes, the Redskins, and he was just like, I wasn't going there because it's like fuck Carson Wentz. And if you look at his stats, like it's crazy.
Holy
It was
shit.
like he was like 106 of like 107 his rookie year, and then it went up like drastically. Like numbers got really fucking good, and then Carson Wentz, and then it was 96 out of 97. So there was obviously some kind of disconnect there. And we
He
knew
still
that
had
though.
almost 700 yards.
What?
He still had almost like 700 yards.
Yeah, I forget what the exact stat was. It was a weird fucking stat. I know that it wasn't like some like metric. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So I forgot about that. I wanted to tell you about that.
That's interesting.
So that leaves you, yeah. The Eagles, they're still trying to figure out if they even like their quarterback. So that kind of makes it hard to be a dynasty. The Flyers are screwed. They're the other way of the dynasty. They're going to be a fucking 5-year gutter dynasty.
Yeah, they're a toilet bowl.
Yeah, and then the Phillies, you just don't know. I mean, and baseball's fucking hard, man. Baseball's fucking hard. Those
It's a grind.
this isn't the New York Yankees. Like, if the Phillies win, it's like the Arizona Diamondbacks winning. That was it 2000.
I know what you're talking about. It's just like
It's a fluke.
yeah, but I really feel like this season is really important. And the reason
Yes.
why I say that is multifaceted. First of all, it's really important because this is the first time that in a long time that these guys have like really gone out and spent like a shitload of money.
And honestly, I don't care what anyone tells you. Fuck you to the fans. Hey,
It
look,
might have
you
been.
you ain't blaming me for the unsuccessful. I'll spend the money you want me to spend, and yada yada yada. Playoff team, not.
So this season is important because they spent money, they and they need to earn the fans back a little bit this year. And if they do those things this year, I really think that they could turn this into like they have a really good young nucleus on this team. If they are successful, if they, go 500 this year, it's going to get blown up and we're fucked. I'm almost willing to call that right now.
And you make the playoffs and you have a good season. You get pitchers that want to come pitch here.
Everything changes, dude.
Yeah,
If you
100%.
if at the All-Star break in July, which all you fuckers that are complaining about the Phillies losing right now, think about what I just said. July
It's
is the
2-2.
All-Star break. I think they just scored again.
Yeah, they did.
If in July the Phillies are still are like up at near the top of the division and they're competing and what if they signed like a fucking some starter that wants to get the fuck out of like some shitty team like that. They could be that now. This is the year. This is the year they have to turn it around. If they fuck it up, I'm really concerned that they might go the opposite way.
Well, and I think that's like 100%. Excuse me. I think that's 100% what you're saying is this year is massive for that. Oh my God, the Grizzlies are blowing out the T-Wolves.
I mean that, yeah, that they had that coming after fucking losing that first game.
Ja only has 9 points.
What's quarter?
Half.
9 points at half.
Yeah.
Ew,
The whole team's just killing them.
that's yucky.
Yeah.
Rockies took the lead 3-2. It's the bottom of the fourth. West Coast, well, Mountain Time baseball. So yeah, everybody listen. Give the Phillies 40 games, and let's see where they're at. Each week, we'll give you little nibs and nubs, and I'll tell you that you're assholes every week because I'm a Phillies fan. Whatever, it's cool. If you want to argue with me, I love arguing, but I come to the fucking rack with numbers. I'm telling you.
Hey, Dave, before we go any farther,
Yeah.
I need to know who is anti-vaccinations. The fuck? No one?
For the fucking record, nobody on this podcast is anti-vax.
I have the goddamn booster.
We both have the vax. Kenny's boosted.
I didn't want to.
We both also had COVID
Yes.
at the same fucking time. Somehow we didn't even see each other.
We made out. Don't die.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Nah,
But
that was the
just give-
crazy. That dude, and he went. I know he went to North Penn. So when you listen to this,
Listen, Junior.
you're on the list.
Hey, we may have gained another listener as long as we don't talk about vaccinations.
I'm gonna tweet my Vax card.
Oh my god. There you go. Fucking A. Well,
Jesus Christ.
give the Phillies time. They're losing tonight. I don't know. I honestly think they're going to win tonight, but we'll see. You just can't ride it. You can't ride it like an Eagles game every day, or you're going to hate them because they're going to lose a lot.
The biggest issue with the Phillies, and they're all just trying to get right by hitting homers, man. Like just small ball. Let's get some small ball going, and they'll be okay.
100%. I agree.
I said it to you the other day. I was watching the game where Harper, I don't even know.
Crooked numbers.
Like, Harper had a chance to tie the game or win the game. I don't even fucking remember. It's probably to tie the game. He swung at the first fucking pitch. Even I know you can't do that.
I know. They're antsy, dude. They are.
They are.
Like, I really wish. This is actually the truth. I wish that they would have started the season on the road.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. I've seen you rant about it.
I did because I really think that the hype similar. You know what is like almost exactly the same as the Ben Simmons game. All of the hype, all of the eyes, all of the the expectations and the hype, and the Sixers laid a fucking egg, and now the Phillies are laying an egg, and they're all fucked up. Schwarber hit that homer, and they all got fucking jacked up, and it ultimately turned out to, I think, fuck them. So hopefully they turn their shit around. The one thing that I did see that was a little scary to me was with Schwarber, was that he was taking like, I don't know, like baseball next gen stats are like fucking wild. They have stats on everything. The pitches that are in the heart of the plate, so like in the plate, like it's not on the edge, it's like in the fucking plate. It's a strike. The average MLB player swings at 73% of those pitches. Schwarber is only swinging at 52. That's really drastically different than the average. And I have a feeling that it's because he was leading off so much. and I think he's trying to see more pitches, take more pitches. And as a leadoff hitter, you have to hit for contact.
Yep.
Schwarber's not a contact hitter.
Yeah, the
He's not.
lineup's like kind of fucked up,
It's whack. They don't have a lineup.
and he keeps changing the fucking lineup,
It's different again tonight. Segura is batting leadoff.
which is kind of where I would put him.
Probably, but he hasn't yet. That's his first time.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you. I don't like JT Realmuto at fucking 2.
I don't like Realmuto at 1.
No, I don't like him there either. I don't know where you put him, but
Well, where he is right now is fine. Like I like this lineup. This lineup is like my favorite lineup so far. They
I
got
can't even
Segura,
read it because it's so fucking grainy.
Segura, Hoskins, Harper,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Castellanos, Realmuto, Schwarber,
Yep.
Bohm, Gregorius, Vierling.
Dude, Vierling is not an MLB player, bro.
Not yet. He's young. He's
That's
a
fine,
prospect.
but send him back down to the pigs.
Well, he's only there because Moniak's hurt.
Mickey Moniak.
Moniak's gonna come up and be a stud center fielder, and he's gonna tell everybody.
Hopefully, because that would be the only draft pick that worked out for any of the fucking 4 teams.
Well, he looked fucking good in spring, so let's hope he comes back with that.
Yeah,
same
fucking hairline fractures are weird though.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
He gets hit one time. I'm serious. He gets hit one time in the fucking hand or the wrist. Forget
It's
about
back.
it.
Yeah, yep. Surgery. All right, well, let's wrap this thing up. So,
him down.
Phils,
Yeah.
hopefully the Phils win tonight. Who knows? Give them a shot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. If you like to argue, I'm always up for it.
I'm not. I just bow out. I don't have the energy.
Kenny usually just will start to just say like you're a fucking pussy or something like that, and then just
No,
and then be done with it.
If I start to just bring people into the conversation so I can just
Yeah, if he starts tagging people,
fucking
just
bow out.
just delete the tweet. Just delete it.
Hey, you know what's funny is like I do have like I know what I want to say, but I can never get it out the right way. And then I like you know what I mean. I don't have the energy, and then I go right to like you're a stupid fucking bitch. So yeah, it never really works out for me.
Yeah, I somehow I always find my most fun arguments when I comment on that clown's tweets.
Hey, yeah, he definitely went to North Penn because he's from the Dale. Although he might have went to fucking LC.
Oh no, well I'm not talking. That's the argument I got into, but that's not the.
Oh, you're
clown
talking
part.
about
I'm talking
Google
about
Eyes?
JG.
Yeah, that dude.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We're gonna have some draft prep ready. We'll do a little thing on the draft. Hopefully by then the Sixers might already be in round 2. Time we have another podcast. I'm not sure how many games they play before now and then, but so they play Wednesday, Saturday, Monday. So yeah, it's likely.
If
Kenny, that
if
our
we're
next
talking about a
podcast-
Sixers game on Tuesday, something has gone wrong.
Something has gone wrong. That's right. So go Sixers. Fuck Nick Nurse. And
Game 6 would be Thursday,
right, which is
April
draft night.
28th.
That's draft night.
Great. The city can't handle that.
I know. Seriously, can you imagine? Jesus.
I can't.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right. I'm sorry.
See you guys next week. Like, share,
Yeah.
post,
Bitch.
argue. All right. Later.